This has been a 30-year desire and dream to do the Nomad, to do some sort of mobile dwelling. Initially, I wanted to do a house truck, but that was in the 80s, and that was the most common kind of manifestation of a mobile home, was in the form of the house trucks. I in particular wanted to do a moving truck, and for the same reason that I'm doing the Nomad now is the fact that I moved around all my life. I used the term being nomadic even as a child, and so a moving truck was a very familiar manifestation of that moving. So, you know, what kind of shelved that idea was that I also started to lose my eyesight. And as a painter at the time and an artist, it was a real radical change for me. However, the social implications were much more demanding and challenging than the creative ones. The creative ones I felt were fluid enough to allow me to shift. The social ones were a much bigger challenge to deal with. So I had to put the idea on hold. Who would drive? Who would drive me around? It though took a creative journey to allow me to switch gears and start looking at materials that were now known as an assemblage approach. Some of the features, as an assemblage artist, of course, I'm inspired by found stuff. So on the exterior, you'll see one of the first things that I found were these portals, these round windows. They're out of stainless steel. And instead of them being the portals that you might see on a boat, they're the portals that I saw in a laundromat while washing my clothes and looking at it and seeing the same portal. And to me, it's ironic that you could find a portal to another world, another idea, another imagination through a washing machine. So that started. Then you see corrugated steel, and it is completely kind of shrouding the Nomad like a patchwork quilt. And it has color and patina, and it has shape, and it is layered. And so you see that. You see the elemental form of a very, very simple house. And from the front end, it's like the house that you would see a child draw, with simple lines, simple geometry. And in the front end, you see a porch. And the porch is this welcome hand that pulls you in to this wonderful central doorway between two branches. You see this arc over top that looks like the arc of a star that might be shooting and falling. And then you see a globe over the doorway. And in that globe, it looks like it's turning in space. And you come around the sides and you see this grille work on the windows. And in the interior, once you step up on that porch, you see these two doors that can part and that you can see right into this wonderful, open, warm, lit, wooded space. And you come in on a cork floor and birch walls and rounded corners and arched beams and bright, shiny pipe and chrome blended with the countertops of reclaimed wood and clear heart redwood and a skylight through the whole end. And you come across this compactness and these multifunctional furniture that are simple lined and can sit outside and are light colored and you see canvas, and you see food stored in glass containers mounted to shelving that's open, and you see rice and beans, and you see trail mix and nibblies, so that you know that you are always satisfied. And you see a sense of order and a sense of timeliness and comfort and soft edges, and you see places where your body can be nurtured, in a bathroom with a tub that reminds you of something that you bathed in as a child, a galvanized tub of tin, a mirror that reflects back to the front door, and towels that can comfort you. Everything in here has an aesthetic, a function, and a multifunction, and an ecological concern and footprint. And so the toilet that I ended up choosing fit into those variety of issues. It had to be familiar and comfortable, both for me and any guest I have. And so what I have is a flushable, what is called a biodegradable toilet. And it actually uses some water, but for the 2.5 gallons that the container holds, it can do 50 flushes. I think most of our conventional toilets, that would eat up one flush. So it is ecological in those ways. The biodegradable of fluid that is in the black tank is a way to break down the waste and make it biodegradable, so that that chemical can go into septic tanks and be safe. It could go into a standard toilet in a household and be safe. This particular toilet, called the Curve by Telford, is used in home care as well as marine and camping, but in home care where someone's interned in a room and can't get to the facility. So there are simple ideas. This was a very affordable option, and it is something that I think, at least in the interim, that this works for me in the Nomad. I don't necessarily promote, products per se, because as an artist, that's not necessarily my goal. But I do feel that some of the optional products that are now being supporting this lifestyle that people are really embracing, that people can know that there are products that can facilitate a small space like this. Another one of those is a portable solar generator. It's not as complicated, and it doesn't have to be built into your house or system in a complicated manner that might be much more expensive. And with the technology changing out so rapidly, portable can give us a way of meeting that change as it happens, and affording it. Not becoming an obsessive consumer, but one where we can don't get caught with the planned obsolescence of objects and products. So I don't have to put panels permanently on my roof to have solar. I can have portable panels that fit in a case that fit underneath my bench and bed, and then pull out when there's a need to be off the grid, and hook up to a system in the back, utility of the Nomad, that can actually run my whole setup. I have electric lights that are LED and 12 volt. My kitchen is all 12 volt. And any 110 appliance that I might need to bring in, because they haven't designed a 12 volt version yet, is low wattage. So I can function independently and very gracefully off of a very small system, and one that is manageable and easy to use, and you don't have to be a rocket scientist to have it. So these are the systems that I think are being designed because they're being pushed by the energy and excitement of people wanting to live a smaller footprint. And that smaller footprint can take us a long way in addressing all kinds of needs of people who've been left out of the system altogether. So whether it's a Yeti by Goal Zero, or a compact toilet, or a built-in shower system that's hand pumped from. And what is wonderful too is some of these products come from around the world. A telescoping ladder from Canada or the UK, the shower from Australia, the hot plate. All of these are coming from countries where they're trying to address these needs and make them portable, make them sustainable. And, I think the country has to embrace this. You see that there is minimal storage so that you are not overburdened by your possessions. And you smell a scent of cedar and oils, and you feel the light, and you feel that this is a place that is a place of healing. And that's what home should be. And that's the Nomad.